In Movies and Money, AMC theater chain recently secured a debt deal that will keep the theater chain afloat as it continues to fight off bankruptcy. Let's check in now with film critic Erik Childress. Hello, Erik.
Hi, Angie.
Erik, the biggest threat to theaters are film studios premiering big budget films via streaming. What are you hearing after Warner Brothers' groundbreaking deal with HBO Max and people now wondering what's the next shoe to drop?
Yes, Angie, I don't know if it's an entire shoe per se, but maybe a sock halfway pulled off. But there is news on the streaming front, as you mentioned. Paramount Plus is being set for launch on March 4th. Now, for starters, this is a rebranding of the CBS All Access subscription service that began in 2014, where you have to go if you want to see those new Star Trek and Twilight Zone reboots, let alone the new adaptation of Stephen King's The Stand. With Paramount Plus, this will also incorporate a number of Viacom's properties, such as programming from Nickelodeon, MTV, and Comedy Central. We've already reported how the studio has been selling off a few of its franchise titles over to Amazon, like the upcoming Coming to America and Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. We hope to learn a bit more when details of the service are announced in an investor presentation on February 24th.
Warner Brothers continues to make moves to its controversial HBO Max lineup. Tell us about that. What's going on?
They sure are, Angie, and the latest to see its date move is the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong, which was slated for a May launch but has moved up to March 26. Now, this is a pretty curious move and maybe part of negotiations with Legendary Pictures, the production company that was none too happy when they were barely given notice that the millions they poured into projects like this and Dune were having its theatrical prospects cut off at the knees. Well, this is not exactly a move steeped in optimism, considering that many of us are looking at May as perhaps the time that some normalcy may come back to moviegoing. Though that may be optimistic too. With films in March and April already leaving or contemplating leaving, a shift into a still only partially vaccinated world may be a bit more of a water test to see if people are getting more comfortable, even while they can still see the two titans battle it out at home with an HBO Max subscription.
A couple of the films you have praised on our show are now available for people to stream.
Absolutely, Angie. While the new crop of films this week leave a bit to be desired, a couple films launched last week are worth highlighting again. One Night in Miami, which was my choice for the best film of 2020, is now available on Amazon Prime. Regina King's feature directorial debut about a real-life meeting between Malcolm X, Cassius Clay, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown is an absolutely rich and engrossing film that hopefully is building its momentum to Oscar time. Then there is also Paul Greengrass's News of the World with Tom Hanks, which opened in theaters on Christmas Day, but per Universal's new streaming guidelines became available 3 weeks after on VOD platforms. I highly recommend that emotional Western adventure as well. But if you want to hear more movie reviews, you can check out my podcast, Movie Madness, also available on Amazon, as well as at the Now Play Network, efilmcritic.com, and iTunes.
Thank you as always, Erik.
Thank you, Angie.
More Business First AM. Check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.